Good morning, Sasha, Hope, Braden, and anyone else who happens to be listening to this. It's Thursday morning, 22 January. Just wanted to share a little bit of my quiet time that I've been reading through Acts. I just finished up today the entire book of Acts, and it really ends with Paul making his way finally to Rome, which at the time was kind of pretty much the center of the universe. It was sort of the mission he was on to appeal his case to Caesar and to get an opportunity to speak before the rulers of the Gentiles. And while we don't exactly know from Acts how his story ends, what we do know, and what I was a little surprised by because I'd forgotten this, which is that he spent 2 full years in Rome. And again, Rome was kind of like what I would call the modern day or the ancient sort of New York City, where just commerce and trade and politics and everything just kind of flowed into Rome. And this is where Paul is strategically placed for 2 full years, where he is preaching the gospel. He's sharing with both Jews and Gentiles. And I think that it's interesting. There are no numbers given. We have no idea really like the impact, but it had to have been significant. I mean, I can't imagine that any Jew who's in Rome hasn't heard of Paul, hadn't listened to some of his teachings, and then either decided one way or the other. And then just the impact on the Roman guards. I mean, they were respected in the community, and I'm sure they would have heard over and over again him sharing the gospel, and then Gentiles. And so, um, but very unmeasurable. And so one of my thoughts for that was just a reminder of something a spiritual mentor of mine once told me, encouraged me as I went from, post to post in the military, and really felt like we were always kind of restarting ministry because, after 2 or 3 years, off we go. Maybe we try to plug in somewhere, maybe we do something ourselves or whatever. And he said what he had been told, which was great advice, is anywhere you're going somewhere new, there are three pieces of advice. And he said for the first year, number one, don't measure it. Don't try to figure out how many people or how big it's growing. Number two, don't try to control it. And number three, where's your man? And that third one was really because they were navigators. That was really their focus, was of all the things you could be doing, the most important thing is finding one person and go deep with that person. And I just want to encourage both of you, or all of you, Hope, Sasha, Braden, and anyone else, that there's no greater investment in time than investing in people. And whether it's a peer relationship, someone that you can just read the Bible with and kind of interact with, those are great relationships. Maybe it's someone who's not quite as far along as you are, someone that you can sort of help along, maybe offer, hey, why don't we read the Bible? And then you can sort of help them understand it or whatever. Or maybe even it's a Paul relationship where there's someone who and maybe it's not a student, maybe it's just someone else that this is someone who's spiritually more mature or older and wiser, and I want to seek them out and get some help and just grow. I have tremendously benefited from that myself. I mean, almost everywhere we go, I'm always looking for someone to kind of be a little bit of a spiritual mentor, and typically it is through the navigators. I mean, right now, you may or may not know, I've been meeting with a guy named Ron Kohler pretty much ever since we came here to Maryland. He was one of the navigator reps at the Naval Academy. He kind of retired from that. Now he's doing kind of alumni ministry for the Naval Academy. But again, I meet with him every week, and just to grow and to learn and to hear from his wisdom. And he was a missionary in Uganda. He was at the Naval Academy, so someone who I would look up to and say, spiritually, he's done more, read more, memorized more than I have, and just can help me grow. So just want to encourage you. Those three relationships, you'll hear people talk about a Paul, a Timothy, and a Barnabas, right? So Paul is a mentor, a Timothy is someone that you're helping, and then a Barnabas is maybe more of a peer. I know a lot of times people say you need all three, and it is healthy to have all three, but sometimes when you just don't have a lot of time, God may only bring one of those into your life in a particular time. And I would say don't lament that. Don't wish that you had a bunch of the other types of relationships. Just be faithful to whatever God has given you, whether that's a mentor, it's someone that you can help, or if it's just a group of, or individual peer that you can just sort of walk hand in hand with. Those are all great relationships. So, again, just wanted to share a little bit from my quiet time. Hope this was encouraging, and we'll talk to you guys later.